Hi everyone, this is Kassie and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of February 21st to February 27. I want to thank you for your support and I invite you to subscribe to my channel and push the notification button if you want to receive my weekly predictions and be notified for anything new that comes up. You can see last week's predictions if you click on the link above. And tell me how your week went and how the energies we see in the cards manifested for you. Your feedback is always much appreciated, so let me know how it went for you in the comments below. I'm very curious to know how those energies came into your life. If you want to have a private session with me, you can always find me on my online psychic platform www.kassiekai.com, where you can get 3 free minutes with your subscription. Today's deck is the Mucha Tarot, and that's a homage deck that combines the Art Nouveau style of the Czech artist Alphonse Mucha with the familiar Rider's Waite classic symbolism. But let's see what's in store for us for next week. For Aries, we had the 8 of Wands and now it's the Queen of Wands. The powerful and intense fire energies continue, and that's a great thing for you, Aries. You will find yourself in your element with last week's 8 of Wands that must have set the wheels in motion in a drastic way, and the Queen of Wands this week, who's someone in your life who will help you keep up and build up momentum. The Queen of Wands is usually an Aries like you, or she can be a Leo or Sagittarius. In any case, it's someone who will be in tune with your vibes, someone who has the same needs, the same priorities, and together you will work on a common goal. There will be a lot of social activity this week. You will have to meet friends, or you'll have some very important professional meetings, and communications will be intense, action too. In fact, it will be a rather hectic week, and you will get some unexpected developments too, or people acting in unexpected ways. But don't worry, this will be a week that you'll get things done, so if something has been delayed or blocked, now it will start moving forward again. There will probably be a round of social activities that you'll have to attend, and some of them may feel a little boring, but your presence will be appreciated. So even if you feel that you are not in the mood to go, you should, because that will somehow affect your reputation and your standing within a group or a certain social circle. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, there is attraction, warm and positive feelings, and strong chemistry. The Queen of Wands is a fire card, so expect that your sexual life will be very intense this week, and you might even find out that you have a secret admirer. Someone that will make a move you don't expect, a move that will surprise you a little. This week it's best that you don't rely much on others. You will have too much energy anyway, and you will be able to get things done easily and efficiently, by your own. If a decision to be made is involved, it's best that you don't wait for others to make it. Take initiative and make a choice, which will probably be the best possible choice for all. For Taurus, we had the Queen of Pentacles, and this week it's the Judgment. There will be very important communications that you will have this week, or a very important message that will arrive that seems to be related to something or someone from your past. So it's possible you will learn something very significant, something that will turn the tables, so to speak, and will trigger an ending, probably followed by a new beginning. The Judgment is the card of rebirth, so it often comes up with a new offer or an opportunity to put things on a new basis, but it always asks that we take into account lessons we've learned in the past. And with the Queen of Pentacles you had last week, there might be a person who's an earth sign or ascendant that will play a role in your life this week, and that's good because you too are an earth sign, so there will be chemistry, compatibility, and the meeting of the minds is possible, especially if you have a decision or plan to make together. Under the energy of the Judgment, you will find that the situation is heading towards a repeat. So if you felt that something in the past didn't work, if no changes are made in the present, the repeat you will experience will probably produce the same results as before. The Judgment can bring a major change in your life, and this week you will feel that everything's pushing you towards change, and as a Taurus you don't appreciate change much, so there might be some resistance. However, if you go with the flow, you will find yourself in a much more positive situation. So this week it's about trusting the process of life while making sure that a lesson of the past or a karmic lesson has been learned. And speaking about karma, there might be something that will happen this week that has a fated feel, or you may meet someone that you feel you have a strong karmic bond with. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they too feel a special connection to you. However, since that kind of connection may feel a little uncomfortable or unexplained to them, you may find that they are rather reserved or guarded. They need to have a realization first, an epiphany if you will, that will allow them to fully embrace this connection. For Gemini we had the High Priestess and now it's the Fool. The High Priestess you got last week has such a secretive energy, and it's about all those things we cannot see or perceive, but they are around us anyway. While the Fool is fresh energy and a new beginning, so there must be something that you are not aware of yet, something that you are not seeing, but that fresh energy is coming your way and a new and exciting experience is about to manifest. Now, this could be related to work, for instance an opportunity you did not expect, or to personal life, as a new element or idea or experience that will come up and will give you the chance to put a relationship on a new basis. Also expect that the secret will probably be revealed and the truth will set you free, as they say. The Fool is freedom, optimism, hope, and the willingness to explore new possibilities, and that's how you will feel this week. You will finally feel that there are options, that there are new possibilities. That means if there are situations that aren't working for you, professionally or personally, you will start considering those new options as you may be feeling fed up and you are in need of a big change that will make you feel excited again. The Fool is associated with the planet Uranus, and that's a planet that brings surprises, unexpected events, and sudden realizations. So if you're wondering how a situation will progress, you will realize that you cannot really predict how it will go, as it will be shifting and changing all the time, and someone may act completely unpredictable, or you may act unpredictable. Anything is possible this week, and you will feel life's infinite potential around you. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings are positive, and they find you very fun to be with. However, this connection seems to be in its early stages, or it's stuck in the early stages, which means that in order for things to progress further, things need to stabilize a little and some time is needed. For Cancer we had the Page of Wands, and this week it's the Star. The enthusiastic and active Page of Wands must have set the wheels in motion for you, and there might have been a new beginning last week, a new idea, or you decided to follow a new path. And perhaps a new door has opened for you, and you will finally start seeing that there is light at the end of the tunnel. The Star promises success. It's just that usually the message it gives is that between now and your end goal, there are several stages that cannot be skipped. The Star shows distance in time, like the stars in the sky, that we currently see them as they were thousands of years ago. So that's always something you need to take into consideration with this card. Yes, it tells you that something you want will materialize, but not yet. And that might make you a little impatient, because the Page of Wands is impatient and you are still under its influence. But the good news is that you will have guidance along the way, and guidance will come either from the universe or through a divine message, or even from people around you who might tell you something that you will later find that it had a profound message or a special message for you. The star foretells improvement of any situation, so if things have been difficult lately, now you will start seeing solutions, or people around you will finally start behaving, and this week you will get the first indications that there's a cosmic shift going on, a shift that will influence your life too. This is a good week to make long-term plans, and events may happen that have a karmic feel, and that's one of the karmic cards in tarot anyway. So maybe you will feel a strong and unexplained attraction for something or someone, or a twist of fate will change the dynamics of a situation. Since the star is associated with healing too, expect there will be improvement in health matters, and I'm talking both about physical and mental health, but there will be also emotional healing. So if you had a conflict or an argument with someone, expect that this week you will kiss and make up, so to speak, and things will get back on track. For Leo, we had the Hermit, and now it's the Five of Swords. You may have to deal with some difficult people this week, and perhaps you felt mentally abused and you took a step back. The Hermit you had last week shows the need to find solutions, but also the need to take distance from stressful situations. But it feels there is something that you need to do, something that you need to face head on, as it will not be resolved in another way, definitely not in a peaceful way. Now you may feel that someone is acting in an unethical or unfair way, and the best you can do is to refuse to get involved in that behavior. And you don't actually have to say much, a few clear words will suffice, and that's because if you get too involved, you will waste too much energy trying to make someone see things from your point of view, and that won't happen anyway. You'll get the chance to resolve a situation that started between 20 and 29 January, or at least you will be able to reassess it and decide what you want to do with it. So if, for instance, there's been a breakup, you can now decide whether you want to reconcile or you find it easier and wiser to explore other options. Astrologically, the Five of Swords is Venus in Aquarius, and that's a detached placement when it comes to relationships, which means that you may decide to keep some safety distance and figure out what is going on, which is not a bad idea actually, especially if things have been confusing or if there have been constant fights that lead nowhere. And the Venus in Aquarius will grant you clear vision, as intense emotions will subside and you will be able to see a situation more clearly. Also, don't be surprised if you start developing feelings for a friend, or if a friend starts showing you romantic interest. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they may feel a little defensive and guarded, and especially if there's been a fight or an argument, and they feel that at this stage you are not really on the same wavelength. Energies need to settle down before it gets possible to make things better with them. As long as things remain heated, there's always a risk of conflicts. We had a powerful full moon in your site, Leo, a few days ago, and you can check out how to tap into its energy on the link above. For Virgo, we had the Ten of Cups, and now it's the Eight of Wands. You will be feeling very energized and ready to act this week, and perhaps something that was completed successfully the last few days will give you the enthusiasm and the energy to pursue another goal, a higher goal. An opportunity will arise unexpectedly, and you'll have to act fast and grasp it before it goes away or because someone else takes it. Because it will go away rapidly, so you won't have too much time to think about it. Things will start speeding up and developments will follow one another, so if you have experienced delays, now there will be fast-moving action and things will pick up, so get ready for some really intense energies this week. If you want to know how someone feels about you, there are strong feelings, strong attraction, chemistry, and sexual energies are quite intense. It's not And it's not just that they feel very strongly about you, it's also that they will take action on those feelings. There will probably be an unexpected gesture from someone that will get you thinking, and as a Virgo you are practical, methodical, and you may not know how to respond initially and whether you should reciprocate or not. Keep in mind that the energy of the Eight of Wands acts like a booster, so it intensifies anything it touches, even if that boost lasts only for a while. This energy can either make or break a relationship or an opportunity. It all depends on how you will decide to use it. You can take advantage of it and take action and move methodically to the direction you want, or you can delay and destroy things that you've been building for a long time in a really unceremonious way. You may have to take an unexpected journey by air, or an unexpected event may force you to travel, and that could be related to events that happened between 23 November and 3 December. And this week those events may come to an unexpected and surprising conclusion, or something that was supposed to happen back then and was postponed or delayed may happen these days eventually. Astrologically, the Eight of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius, and since that's a future-oriented energy, you may find it extremely difficult to remain present, and you may find yourself planning and organizing the future all the time. That's good, but don't forget that future is shaped by the decisions you make in the present and the actions you take now. For Libra, we had the Lovers, and now it's the Four of Swords. This week you will feel calmer and more grounded, especially if there has been a dilemma that was making you feel stressed, and maybe you've made a decision last week, a decision that had to do with a personal relationship, or two options you had to choose from, and making that decision will bring you peace of mind. And you may decide to take a step back and make a pause to reflect on your decision, or to revise it and to evaluate what happened in the previous days. The energy of the Four of Swords is that of surrendering, of letting go, and that's the best you can do in some cases, especially if you had some tricky situations to deal with, if people were not behaving, not working together to find solutions. It's okay to let life decide, because at times we make the mistake to stress too much over a particular situation, trying to resolve it, trying to direct it the way we want to, and it's not working. It's not working, and every day it gets worse, it gets more frustrating, and suddenly we decide to give up, and that's the moment of the Four of Swords. And it's not uncommon that exactly that moment when you give up, what you want finally happens magically. But that's not something you can force. That's not something you can say, okay, now I will surrender. It's not working that way. It's something that comes from within, spontaneously. So don't make it intentional. That's not how it works. But I expect there will be a moment this week that you will feel like that. You will surrender, and then you will see that magic awaits you on the other side. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, their feelings are calm and stable, and that's good if there's been an argument or a fight with that person. Expect now that the dust have settled and you can communicate in a more relaxed and calmer way. The Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra, and that will gift you great charisma when it comes to communications. So if you have a serious negotiation to do, or if you want to ask for a favor, this is a good week to do so. Something that started between 13 and 22 October may come to a halt now, or a stage will be completed and you'll take a break to plan your next steps. For Scorpio, we had the Justice, and now it's the Temperance. The Justice you had last week must have pushed you to do the right thing, or you were thinking about what the right thing would be. And the Justice is a card of logic, balance, and action, and balance is what the Temperance represents too. However, the Temperance is a rather passive energy. Since the Justice is the card of cause and effect and karma, maybe you had to face the consequences of your actions, or maybe you had to make a decision and split things up in a way that's fair for all people involved. but with the Temperance this week, and I know that these two cards can be confusing as some believe they are very similar, but they are not really. The Temperance is about transformation, so what you'll be looking for this week is to transform, to change a situation in a way that's balanced and gentle. And for that you will be trying different methods, different approaches, and that flexibility will help you in ways that you cannot imagine. So this week you'll try to make a situation work for all people involved, and you'll be trying to find the right mix so that you don't have to make too many sacrifices in order to get what you want. But some compromises will inevitably have to be made. If there's been a big contrast between 22 November and 21st December, this week you may be able to resolve it, and someone, a third person, may act as a mediator that will help you with that. If you want to know someone's feelings, their feelings are not stable. They change and fluctuate between negative and positive, and that's because they haven't really made a decision about what they want to do. It appears that they are waiting for something to happen before they make the decision, and that might take some time, which means that your patience may be tested with them, as their pace is considerably slower than yours. But what you should examine is whether your expectations and needs are in alignment, and then decide whether it's worth waiting for or not. For Sagittarius, we had the Page of Swords, and now it's the Strength. With the Page of Swords last week, maybe you have received a message or news that were disruptive or upsetting, or someone acted in a way that was rather unpleasant, and perhaps you are now feeling a little disappointed or low on energy. But this week you are coming into your full power again, and you will feel strong and determined, so whatever happened last week, this week you will feel that you have the power to make it the way you want it to be. You will feel that you can make things happen, and you will probably set your own terms, which is good, but not in an aggressive way. That would not work anyway, but in a way that shows how determined you are, and will show that you know what you want and that you are moving towards your goals with patience and perseverance. It will be interesting to see how others will react, because you will probably show aspects of yourself that they are not aware of, and that could surprise some people. If you're wondering how something will progress, the Strength means that things may slow down a little, as under this energy people involved may be a little reserved, or they want to control things, and that could cause some power struggles in a professional or personal situation. However, the good news is that there is a will to make effort, there's a desire to make things work, so you can take it from there and try to establish a strong base to build upon. The Strength is a card of Leo, so it's possible you will have dealings with someone who's Leo Sun or Leo Ascendant, and that person will probably be very supportive and helpful. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are holding back their feelings a little, they are trying to control or suppress their feelings, and that means they might not be able to express those feelings clearly, and that could be a little confusing. However, expressed or not, sexual attraction will be strong, and even if those desires and instincts are suppressed because of stubbornness or other reasons that do not allow them to come out in the open. For Capricorn, we had the Five of Cups, and again this week the Five of Cups. It's interesting that you got the same card last week, Capricorn. It was the Five of Cups, and it's the Five of Cups again, and that means you are dealing with an ongoing situation, something that hasn't been resolved or stabilized, something that got blocked last week, and you will be dealing with it for a few more days. And maybe you are feeling that something's lost or you're missing out on something because you thought things were one way, but then things went another way. It will be easy this week to conjure up negative feelings if you start feeling self-pity or sadness, but under that frame of mind, you are probably missing that there are other things, other options around you, and those options might actually be better than the one you think you missed. If you let that torrent of emotions get the better of you, it will be easy to miss the woods for the trees, so to speak. So make sure you don't get too involved with the details of something, ignoring what's important about that thing as a whole. You're an earth sign, and that means you can work well with this energy and make it work for you eventually, because the Five of Cups is water, and water and earth are blending well. So if things appear to be a little unstable at the moment, you can and will find stability eventually. If you're wondering how someone's feeling, they are feeling sad, disappointed over something, and then continue to have regrets about how they handled this situation. Now, either you got an apology or not, you will talk about what happened at some point, and all those feelings will be expressed and hopefully transmuted into something more positive. Things that have been lost or disrupted between 12 October and 1st November may be found or rectified in some way, or someone who wronged you back then may come around offering an olive branch. The Five of Cups is Mars in Scorpio astrologically, so sexual energies continue to be very strong and you will be very attractive, but apart from sexuality, expect that secrets will be revealed, or someone who is trying to hide something from you will be exposed in an unceremonious way. Even if your moods may be fluctuating, make sure you remain alert and present, for there are opportunities around you that could easily be missed. For Aquarius, we had the Hanged Man and now the Ace of Swords. With last week's Hanged Man, maybe you felt the need for a break, or you took a step back and stopped communicating with someone, or someone stopped communicating with you or blocked you one way or another. And maybe something didn't go the way you expected it to go, and you felt sad and disappointed, or you even felt that you are a victim of circumstances, and maybe you blamed yourself for that, or you had some regrets about the way you handled things. However, this week with the Ace of Swords, you are coming into your full power again. The Ace of Swords is a card of clarity, control and power, and under its energy you will reign in situations that have been confusing or chaotic. There will probably be a message or a talk that will be really enlightening, and many things will be clarified, which means that if you didn't know what to do or where you stand in a situation, this week all those things will get clear and you will know the truth. The Ace of Swords is the card of truth anyway. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they are analyzing their feelings and they are filtering things through the lens of logic. That means they may appear to be aloof or distant, but that doesn't necessarily mean they don't have feelings. It means that they are either putting logic above feelings, or they are trying to control those feelings, especially if expressing them bears the risk of trouble in some way. The Ace of Swords, as all swords, is often disruptive energy, and your decisions may have that disruptive element. So if you're wondering how something will develop, you may decide, for example, that you had enough of something or someone and you will decide to cut them off. With the Ace of Swords, cutting cords is very common, or taking distance to evaluate something, especially if you felt disappointed before and you don't want to risk getting hurt again. Don't forget that the Ace of Swords is a double-edged sword, and that means you can defend yourself with it, but you can also attack. The choice is always yours. Someone may share a piece of information or a truth that you were not aware of before, and that will determine your decisions. However, it's good that you don't make any decisions unless you communicate with someone who's somehow involved with that decision. Remember that communication is your big weapon this week. For Pisces, we had the Four of Pentacles and now it's the Knight of Pentacles. With the Four of Pentacles last week, perhaps you've been able to secure something, a job, a relationship, something that has great value for you, as the Five of Pentacles basically means that you get to keep what you have, and maybe there was a pause to reflect and decide your next step, because fours do show the completion of a stage, and now with the Knight of Pentacles there will be slow movement, So if you felt reluctant to make a change last week, or you felt that it was too risky, this week you will be more willing to take calculated risks and to make some changes that may not be too big or too drastic, but they do promote progress. The Knight of Pentacles might be an important person in your life, probably an earth sign or ascendant, Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn, and you will find that this person is making some moves towards you, and if you're wondering how they feel, they are probably a little reserved because they want everything to be perfect and they want to be sure that they're making the right decisions. Pentacles are slow moving, but they do give solid and long-lasting results if you let them unfold their energy organically. If at this stage you attempt to push or force a situation, that will probably backfire and things will start moving even slower, or there will be delays and resistance. Matters of career, money, property, investments are now favored, so that's a good time to buy or sell something or to look for a new job, but don't make any bold moves. Be conservative and reserved and play safe. A trip may be organized this week, and that could be a trip that will happen after several months, but it may be something that requires good planning, and maybe you'll have to save some money for that too. Also, you may feel the need to connect with the physical world, nature, animals, crystals, but also with your physical body, and that's a sign that you are getting more in tune with life's force and energies. You will be able to channel healing energy if you connect with the earth and the elements. So these were the predictions for the week of February 21st to February 27th. I hope you enjoyed them and I wish you a fantastic week.